Drive it, good, wait here. Down, 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 hold. 2, 3, up, hold the weight, down, hold.
My name is Cheryl Strong. I'm fiance to Michael O'Sullivan, aka Ozzie. He got that name because he was the great and powerful Oz, playing quarterback in Radnor football and also being a pitcher on Radnor baseball. I got a phone call at work that Michael hadn't gone to work that day and his landlord was wondering why, and found him on the floor. He had had a stroke. He was basically in a medically induced coma for about a week. His right side was very damaged. He was having trouble seeing with his right eye. He was having trouble hearing with his right ear. His hands, his arm, his leg had very little strength to it, but they had him moving right away. After Paoli Hospital, he was sent to Bryn Mawr Rehab, and again, day one, they had him out doing all the different therapies, physical, occupational, speech. He never was a talker. he was never really anybody to say things. Man of few words, he's been called. We were told that a friend of his, Doug Geyer, he was part of this program called Fighting Back, and it was specially geared for people who had had any kind of brain injury that they would need to fight back from. It was they had to do the fighting too. I mean, they would get all kinds of support, but it was extremely important that the patient's doing the fighting.
Ozzie was brought to me about a year and a half ago through a mutual acquaintance who knew about the Fighting Back and what they were doing. Our first meeting was rather impactful for me because I was asked to see if I could sort of light a fire in Ozzie and help him become motivated to get himself better. And within our first 2 minutes, I asked him what he wanted out of this experience and why he wanted to come train. And he was very short in his answers. He said, "I just want to be better." And I'm like, well, God saved you for a reason. There's not a reason why everybody gets a second chance after being on the ground for 20 hours with a brain bleed. Why you? What was the reason why you were chosen? And he started to cry, and that's when he opened up and said he wanted to be great so he can help others heal from similar type of situations. Like that was his goal. And I told him we could work with that, and that was it. That's how it started. And I think through the time, Ozzie and I had become very good friends. And I think you can tell me, the time that you started till now, what is it about the Fighting Back and what the Fighting Back has done for you that allows you to sit here today and be honored for what you've accomplished?
My progress has been night and day, I guess. It's amazing how much you make me talk and how much you make me feel, and I just don't know how I could do it without you. I mean, it's a struggle, but I get through it somehow.
Yeah. Even in the beginning when he didn't talk, I explained to everybody who he was, what his troubles were and what his setbacks were and what he's trying to accomplish. And people were a little bit timid around him. They didn't know what to say or whether or not they could have a conversation with him. And now everybody just sort of busts his chops, and he busts their chops, and it was part of the fabric of what we do here. When he's here on Tuesday, everybody knows who he is. He's kind of a social media celebrity through Facebook and Instagram and his videos and his progress that we've charted for him. He's got his Thursday trainer is Kristen, because I wanted him to have someone else other than me that he knows that he can rely on another person too. It's not just all about our relationship, it's about the relationship with the people he has here. And he's now interacting with people. He tells jokes, he dances. I mean, that's one of the best things you can catch him. You gotta be quick, but if there's a song he's on the ground stretching or something, you can see him dancing away, enjoying the music. And that's something that he would have never done a year and a half ago.
My name is Kristen, and I have the pleasure of working with Ozzie every Thursday here at Max Out. Like they said, he's pretty much a cult. He is the star of the show when he walks in here, and he works his butt off. Pretty much the most inspiring person I've ever gotten to work with.
And with the Fighting Back, they're able to provide you with the funding through a lot of your friends who have donated money to help you. It's not something that everybody can afford, which is, I believe, the main reason why the Fighting Back exists, is to help people who can't fund it themselves and they can't provide for themselves the opportunity to get that type of additional training.
It's just the fact that once you get up, you're ready to go. I try to do that too.
So having that fighting spirit,
Yes.
like always having a reason to get up and continue to try to get better.
Yes.
And I think that's, for me, what I notice about you is that while it's tough sometimes when you're sitting in the house by yourself, one of the hardest things is when you've got no one around you all day long, it's hard to stay motivated on your own. And we talk a lot about what do I ask you to do every day when I pick you up?
What did I do today?
What did you do today? And there's a reason for that, because I want you to have a reason when you wake up every day to do something. So getting you in here training and getting you working here a couple days a week is fundamental in your growth and how you're going to continue to then find ways on your own to fill your day, so you have function and you have successes and you can feel like you did something that day rather than
Yes.
waiting for something to happen to you that day. I'm not the reason why he's getting better. The reason why he's getting better is because of the Fighting Back Foundation and the people that are helping to raise the money so that Ozzie can receive 2 days a week of training. Without those funds coming in from the Fighting Back and from the Friends of Ozzie, Ozzie wouldn't be here today. So that's the important thing for me, is that his progress is fundamentally about the love that comes from a group of friends that have known you your entire life and give a crap about you. And an organization that is willing to provide funds for them to help you become where you are today.
I agree. I want to wish these people the best that they can, because I just love the way that they understand it.
I'm Marius Jones. I'm with the Fighting Back program. I've known Ozzie since Little League. Once I found out that Ozzie was involved with the Fighting Back, and Doug Geyer and Tuna and Andy Spillard, it really hit home, and I looked for different ways to help you out. A lot of people have reached out to me saying, hey, keep me informed, let me know how Ozzie's doing, and they've offered to help out, which is good, which is what what family's all about. Remember that? We are family.
We are family.
There you go.